Hello guys!
Hi guys!
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. It was about Garmin fish finders series and their active captain application. This week we will talk about pelagic fishing. I actually wanted to go fishing last weekend and weeks before. Hi Greg, hi Robin as well. I see
hi
you guys are also on the chat. I wanted to go fishing. The weather was really not well.
No,
actually.
it's not good.
With me I have Jeffrey Verhagen.
Hi guys.
My name is Pieter Vrooman. So I wanted to collect some video footage for you guys to show in the break. Unfortunately the wind was really bad on Monday and it was really cold on Saturday. Our friend Louis, he went fishing. Louis is also in the chat. Hey, Sammy is also in the chat. Hello Sammy.
First time chatting.
Yeah, you can see it now. Yeah. You actually are almost at 99, almost 100 followers. Yeah. So if you did not yet follow our channel, you can do it right now and be our 100th follower. All right. So, what I was about to tell is the weather was terrible, really bad this weekend. A lot of wind. Yeah, but apparently it was not that bad for the fish or to catch fish. Louis went fishing, our friend, he went fishing. He had to put salt on the trailer ramp to get his boat in the water. Yeah, maybe we can see if he caught something.
If he caught something, yeah. Was it worth a while?
There we go. He is fishing pelagic, as the title of this episode is about. You can see him standing up to, let's say, concentrate on stabilizing the shad. And there's a huge pike. So, yeah, I think I was the loser in this game.
Not going fishing.
Not going fishing.
I think so too.
But okay, I have
a nice fish.
That looks good, eh?
Yeah,
it was
the bend in the rod.
A nice pike, 1 meter and 13. So, congrats.
A nice
we
fish.
See some other guys also joining the chat in the meantime, and Louis is netting his fish.
It's in the net.
Oh, damn, what a log.
That's a nice fish.
I think he's happy about it.
Yeah, I think
we cannot hear the sound, but I heard it before, and
it looks good. It looks good.
Looks really good. 1 meter and 13.
Pike, nice.
Yeah. And the same session also 80 plus. Zander.
Come on! Fish was active.
Yeah. Fish was really active.
Nice.
So, okay, good. What is pelagic fishing? Jeffrey, tell me about it.
It's a good question. Today we're going to talk about 2 ways of pelagic fishing. There are more, but the main used ones are 2 topics. Pelagic fishing is the classic pelagic fishing, so dropping underneath the boat. And then you have something newer, or now latest episode is the pelagic sharpshooting, where you cast at a fish.
Towards the fish.
Towards the fish, yeah. So we're going to discuss those 2 techniques today, the differences in the material you need, and the way you approach the fish.
All right, great. Let's see. So, what would you need, or what would you say you need to go pelagic fishing?
First of all, you're going to need something to get yourself on the water. You can't. Yeah, it's not impossible. It's not doable to fish from shore pelagically. You can put in your LiveScope and cast towards it, but
might be interesting. Actually,
might be interesting.
To put a LiveScope.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be that easy to do. But the easiest way is you get something to get on the water. That can be a kayak boat, a belly boat, and then you're going to need a good sonar, like a Garmin sonar, and then you're going to need a live transducer. It's also possible with a 2D sonar, but it's easier with live sonar, so the PS30 or a LiveScope. And then you're also going to need a good lithium battery, like a auto cell, to keep you going all day, because you're going to have to put in some hours to catch a fish.
And those fish finders, they use a lot of juice.
They use a lot of juice. The bigger the screen, the more juice you need.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, let's see. Belly boat is also very popular.
Yeah.
We have here the setup of our friend Greg, who is also following.
Yeah, you can show it on the screen maybe.
I'll show it here. There it is.
Yeah.
It's a Float Plus belly boat with the Garmin 84 12, I think, with LiveScope, with PS30, and fully equipped.
Yeah.
That looks really.
That's
really
a big
awesome.
setup. That's
a
big
setup for a
you don't need everything. You don't need an 8412. You can go with a GPS at 923 also, or an Echo Map series. But I know Greg, and I know he likes the 8412 because all of the options you have.
Of course, then you have the top.
Yeah, then you have it all.
All right. What else you need, or you can also fish from kayak or boat.
Yeah.
Especially boat, let's say, is very interesting.
Yeah, boat is used a lot to go pelagic fishing because you can do some more distance with it. With a boat, you can go out to different waters or do different parts of the water. With a belly boat, you're a little bit more confined in an area.
Yeah.
Kayak, you're a little bit less, but a boat is you can go at 60 kilometers an hour or even more now. Yeah. To another place.
Let's say you have two big difference in boats. The tiller
and the console.
And the console. I'll just
maybe show them also.
Show them on the screen here.
Yeah.
It's
so on the left side you see Louis from a tiller boat. On the right side you see our boat. It's a console boat. We are not fishing pelagically in that movie, I see, but you see the difference. Louis can use his onboard engine to go pelagic fishing, while we can't with the steering.
That's it. So with the, let's say, smaller boat or smaller engine, you can put yourself on top of this fish and drop it on his head.
Yeah.
While we, with a 100 horsepower console engine, we cannot steer fast enough
or shift back fast enough.
To go position
it's
yourself
not impossible, but it's not practical.
We mainly use our front roller.
Yeah.
Electrical front roller to put ourselves above the fish, or
the other way of fishing
for the sharp shooting, we position ourselves in front of the fish.
Yeah.
Maybe we can explain a bit into detail the what is the difference between the sharpshooting and the
you mean the technique or
the classic?
The classic. You really try to position yourself on top of the fish. So you try you lower your lure and you try to maneuver your boat so you're straight above the fish, and then you drop your lure quite fast because you don't have that much time onto the fish, and then you try to trigger the fish just above his head to attack a strike.
And would you mainly use the LiveScope? Or
you can use for classical,
PS30.
you can use the PS30 and the LiveScope. I'm a LiveScope guy. I would use the LiveScope, but I know a lot of guys who prefer the PS30 for this kind of fishing because they know their settings really well from the PS30 and they know what kind of fish they are approaching. Okay. I would prefer the LiveScope because I can, because we also fish with two people, so we have one person who can light the fish, so we really can see where the fish is going to left or right.
Indeed. Actually, for the guys in the chat who are pelagic fishers, please tell us, do you like the LiveScope more or the PS30 more?
What is your favorite?
What is your favorite? Let's find out. I think we'll probably be close.
Yeah, we're close, I think so too.
Let's maybe switch to the top cam, where we can maybe make a drawing on what is the difference between PS30. Let's say this is the PS30. This is the top view of your boat. This is my super duper boat.
That's a nice boat.
Yeah, nice boat. And this is a LiveScope. I'm better at drawing houses apparently. Top view of the boat. So your PS30 is actually scanning a bit forward and a bit sideways in this kind of area. While your LiveScope, if it's attached to a movable arm, it's more like a
small flashlight.
A small flashlight. Actually, flashlight is the best, let's say, the best
way to describe it,
who is the LiveScope guys? Dieter is LiveScope. Paul is the PS30 man. And the bigger cone, indeed, you have the bigger cone. This also has its side effects, of course. Yeah. Louis is the combination, if you have them both. For the boat PS30, for belly boat LiveScope, why would you say that?
Explain, Greg. I want to know why you prefer the PS30 on the boat.
He's a LiveScope man. If you see the back of the boat, you can see this, right?
Yeah, you can see it just
barely. Should have drawn a bit higher. And so this is your
back your mirror. Yeah.
Your mirror, then you're actually, if this is the water, it will be more like a small beam that you're lighting.
Yeah.
And here on the PS30, if it's put it on the beam of the boat, it will be much more.
Yeah, 120 degrees. I looked it up last time. After the last is only 120 degrees.
Yeah, we didn't know actually. Then this is the bottom. So actually, indeed, you can just see it on the camera.
Yeah. So you have a 100 degrees more of searching area.
Yeah, this is only 20 degrees.
Yeah, but the advantage of the LiveScope is it's movable. You can direct it towards the fish.
Yeah. So if a fish is here or a fish is here, you will see it. If it's in front or in the back with your PS30, you will always see it.
Yeah.
But with the LiveScope, if it's here, you will not see it. If it's here, you will easily see it. The further away the fish is, the easier you will see it.
Because your cone is a little bit wider, yeah.
But when it's coming closer, it's more difficult.
Yeah. That's what Leonard is asking also in the chat. He is, don't you lose the fish really fast when it comes close to an LVS? You lose it faster. That's the reason why we fish it with two guys. One who is operating the LiveScope and one who is approaching the fish.
Indeed, so when we are sharpshooting, I am mostly operating the boat and the LiveScope, because if I can turn this beam easily, I can keep track of the fish while we approach it.
Can follow the fish,
While, if you have to do it all alone, it's more difficult. And then the downside for me, the PS30, is when the fish is in front of the boat or behind the boat, it's more difficult to know.
Yeah, it's a factor. You can see it. You can use your 2D sonar also to see it. But the LiveScope is an advantage to that. And also, don't forget, the LiveScope is a little bit more detail. Don't forget, in a classic PS30 setup, it's more of a little bowl you see coming as fish, as a lure, where the LiveScope is really detailed. You can see almost the fins.
Let's see, the chat is quite alive. So Greg told us that he likes the PS30 more for the boat, for the belly boat more the LiveScope, and that is because on the belly boat you got a small circle to turn, so it's easier to drop the lure in the cone. That's true, but with a movable arm, you probably also can do this effect. But it's more difficult to follow the fish when it's out of the cone.
We use
unless you have the movable arm, right? And then Sammy, he told us LiveScope, we had a very good PS30, I will use on both. Is there a giveaway again? Yes, there is a giveaway again, but it's not a LiveScope, not a PS30. Guy says PS30 on the screen, perfect drop in the real. It's way off sometimes.
Because you have that degree of 120 degrees.
Yeah, indeed. So, let's say this is the most difficult, or the biggest difference between the PS30 and the LiveScope. So if you would compare this, I'm just going to change this here. So if you would now compare this boat techniques to the boat sonar, you can actually say, okay, let's say, sharpshooting with the PS30 is almost impossible, because you have or a very difficult idea. Where is the fish? In front or behind the fish? Yeah. And also not 20 meters in front of the fish.
No, you know it's left or right, but that's about it.
Yeah. I know you guys, some of you guys are really trained that you can know the way of the fish, how it moves, that you know if it's in front or behind the boat. Yeah. So Leonard is also asking, is the PS30 then working via Pythagoras? Dus de vis is ondieper op het scherm als de vis recht onder de boot is.
So it's shallower when it's straight under the boat. It calibrates it. So it does its reading, it sends out the signal, it gives a ping, and then it comes back to the sonar, and the sonar makes the calculation for you. So what is on your screen is correct.
So if the fish is here, you will see it on the screen as to the left. If it's here, it will be on the same depth, but more in the middle.
Yeah. I see Colin is also online, and he uses the LVS12.
That has an even smaller beam. But okay, it works perfectly if you use them both, of course. I use the PS30 to chase the fish in the right direction and use the LiveScope to drop the lure right in front of its head. That's also a perfect.
That's perfectly possible.
Combination. You love the hoodie. Which hoodie, Dieter?
Mine. It's not a hoodie, but okay.
Made a fish miss. Of course. You couldn't do anything else, right?
Yeah. Right.
So now let's discuss maybe the boat techniques. So dropping with PS30 is almost impossible. Dropping is perfect, possibly,
but sharpshooting is almost impossible.
Then with the LiveScope, if you
can do both.
You can do both. Sharpshooting is, let's say, quite easy if the fish is a bit ahead of us.
Yeah, and you can see on the screen how far it is ahead. Eh? You have the scale. You can see the fish is that direction where your LiveScope is pointing in, and then your scale you can see it's like 10 meters in front of us.
Yeah, and then you can throw your bait towards it, and it's just about a matter of keeping your bait, which is quite small, keeping it in your beam and guiding it towards the fish. Yep. A lot of movies are coming.
Sounds easy.
After this one, you will see. We have a lot of footage yet, but I wanted to discuss
nice description.
Let's say the theory before we go into
how we do it.
The movies. And then dropping, just classic pelagic fishing is also possible to LiveScope. I see Greg uses it as well. Yeah,
you have different settings for your LiveScope. You put it in forward mode for pelagic sharpshooting, and you put it in down mode.
But even if in forward mode, we use it as well for dropping.
We also
as the most difficult is just to keep the fish in the beam.
Yeah, but there's a possibility to do it in down mode also.
Indeed. All right. What will we also tell about this one? Yeah, you also have other brands, of course.
We are Garmin guys.
We are a bit Garmin guys towards the pelagic fishing. This is PS30 and LiveScope is Garmin, of course. The PS30 only Lawrence has the live site, but I think it's discontinued.
Yeah, it's discontinued. You can still buy them, but they don't produce them anymore.
And then LiveScope, you have both Humminbird, which is Mega Live, and
Active
Lawrence,
Target
which is
2
Active Target 2, right? That's also out now. So didn't try this one yet.
No, maybe because now we're talking about the LiveScope. You have the LiveScope 32, the old one, and the LiveScope 34.
Even the 62, but this one we did not use yet. It's more built for salt water. For far distances. Predator fishing Alex. The big difference I find is also that you can change the direction of your LiveScope, but if you want to change it, that with the PS30, you can actually increment or how you say
incline.
It,
you can look forward
the angle of the
or
PS30
after your boat. Like here, you did it on the top cam. No, we're not on the top cam now, but you can see you showed it on the top cam in front of us and back. You can move it more forward and you can move it more backwards.
You can shift this cone a bit.
You can use it depending on the current or the wind. You can change that a little bit.
Actually, guys, if you sometimes find these questions too difficult to ask in English, you can just put it in Dutch.
Yeah, we
will translate on the go. That's not a problem. All right. That's not an issue at all. Okay. Let's maybe check out some footage about LiveScope versus PS30, and this is from our friend Greg, who is also in the chat. On top you can see the LiveScope footage. He's about 7.3 meters of water. He's zooming in a bit, and now he's dropping, it's classic dropping. Underneath you can see the PS30, which is actually showing an image left and right of the boat. So let's say you can see the numbers.
Let's say 8. Looking already.
Yeah, you can see the fish looking at it. So 8 meters left, 8 meters right, and the fish is about 1 meter in front. I think the fish just attacked his lure. He's shaking his head. Might be a big pike as I see it now, and the way it's being, let's say, fought towards the belly boat. So really nice footage.
A nice setup with the dual screen also. Right? 8412 has a big processor, so you can do that with the 8412.
Yeah, there's some dude also spamming in the chat.
You're always gonna have that.
I might be able to shut this off.
Yeah, you can do it. Then.
Let's say increase in popularity, those dudes will also join our channel. Big yuppie.
So that's an advantage of having both systems on board. You have the PS30 and the LiveScope. You can really know what you are dropping.
We also have another picture, 21 meters of depth. That's quite deep. Greg, you were fishing 10 degrees water temperature.
Looks like a catfish.
Yeah, looks a bit like it indeed.
I can't see the top scale because it's a really long symbol, but I can't see the top scale.
It's about, you can also indeed say or measure how long the fish is before you catch it. Well, it's not really precise, but is this possible with the 102 Ultra? I don't know if you want to know if it's possible to have both PS30 and LiveScope.
It is.
It's actually 2 catfish. Yeah, indeed, you can see it now. One catfish is going towards the bait. The other one is a bit sleepy. With this water temperature, they are not that active.
If,
But indeed, Paul, you can have both on the.
and you don't even
on
need
the 102 Ultra.
a network switch because the 102 Ultra has both of the network ports.
Indeed,
So you can attach it just like it is.
Yeah, just one network port, a PS30, and the other one a LiveScope.
Yeah.
Indeed, Robin, you have both indeed on your 102 SV, but it's a bit laggy. That's indeed true. Might be that the Echo Mob series is lacking a bit of processor capability.
Maybe he's also using his 2D sonar to map. If you also have that in the background running, that can be a little lot
memory consuming, let's say.
But it also it works. Eh?
It works.
You get the info.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of delay, but
better as a GPS map series or two screens.
Two screens.
We prefer 2 screens, one for the PS30 on the boat.
Yeah, on the boat. I understand
PS30
on the belly boat
on
it
the
is
one
difficult to put 2 screens. I know you did.
Yeah, I did. It was fun. All right.
That's nice.
So this is a bit electronics wise.
Yeah, that's what
let's go for the rod.
For the rod, we have 2 different styles of rods we use for the fishing. I'll get them both out at the same time and I will discuss them. Maybe put them on table like this. Maybe put it in top view that they can see the rods clearly.
Please let us know in the chat, what are you using as rods for pelagic fishing, not for catfishing, pelagic fishing.
These are the 2 rods we are using for pelagic fishing. The first one is the Hearty-Rise Evolution, which we are using for the classic way of
just dropping on the fish.
Dropping. And then the other one is the Hearty-Rise Top Gun, the casting version, the heaviest one, the 2, Top Gun 2, and that we use for the sharp shooting. So it's a little bit lighter than the Evolution because we are losing a little bit smaller baits and smaller jig heads as well.
Yeah. So what are the characteristics of this
This
rod?
is a little bit stiffer rod, sensible tip, but a little bit more stiff. Length is 1 meter and 80, this one is. A little bit stiffer than this one. Why? Because I'm using a 50 grams lead head, or tungsten head in this case with us, and a big lure, so I have some weight hanging there and I don't want the tip to be too saggy. Yeah. I want to react swiftly on the fish, and I need a really good backbone. When I set the hook on that big Zander, I want to strike it so the hook sets.
Okay.
And then if we go to the casting rod, I want something a little bit lighter because I want the feeling in the lure, because sometimes you get really, really subtle takes. Yeah. Really just tap against it and you want to feel that take. It's like vertical fishing. You want to know what's going on with your lure. You want to know if the tail is wagging, because we use a little bit more of a paddle tail with pelagic fishing.
For the
sharp shooting, sorry.
Indeed. So this is the new Top Gun series. I don't know if I can focus on this one. It's nope, it's not really focusing, but okay, whatever. Yeah. It's really nice. Top series of Hearty-Rise, new ones with the, let's say, the special back. Yeah. This is the more heavy casting, so 8 to 38 grams.
Yeah, but this is 38 grams is light. It's more than 38. I would say it's a little bit underrated.
Indeed.
Maybe go 50 maybe. I use it also for the classical fishing with the 50 grams tungsten head like this.
Vertical fishing.
Yeah, vertical fishing, and it worked.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
But okay, so for sharp shooting, really use this one.
And also the maybe the reels. The reels. This 2 times the Quantum Tour NG on this with the flip switch, because I like to fish with a flip.
I don't really use this one. No. I don't really use the flip switch. Wow, flip.
That's a difficult word.
That's a difficult word. So this is this small lid, let's say. Yeah. I don't really use it. It could be handy because then it makes that your wheel is stopping by itself. If you're
not this one. This is the one I use for.
So if you release the handle, it will just stop by itself, and you don't have to turn the handle to stop it. Yeah,
that's because I like to give a little bit 10 centimeters more line, and I don't want my second hand to come back.
Yeah, voilà. I use the Shimano Metanium DC. For the casting, it's also very, very nice. Yeah, it's really okay, cool. Let's see. Alex is using the Hearty-Rise Black Diamond. It's indeed a slow jigging rod. It's but you have the butt indeed shortened.
He likes short butt, Alex.
Yeah, short butts. I like short butts, and I cannot lie. Okay. And then you have the NFC SS637 built by Raymond's rods. especially designed for the pelagic technique. Yeah, I heard about these ones as well. Paul, did you try the Evolution 2 meters and 14?
I have different evolutions, but I don't know which one you mean with 214. Is it the casting also? Maybe set it in the comments again.
Yeah, okay, so Leonard asking what's the difference between the sharpshoot and the pelagic. So is the difference between the dropping once you're using more paddle tails while sharpshooting. Indeed, so I tried to explain it before. Sharpshooting, we cast towards the fish, which is, I say, around between 10 and 20 meters in front of us. We position the boat so that the fish is in front of us. Then we cast towards it. Wow. I will show videos later. While the classic pelagic fishing, the dropping, is we position ourselves above a fish, we just drop the lure towards the fish. This is the biggest difference. Paul is saying that it's the 80 grams. This is the 50 grams Evolution.
Yeah.
You also have the Hearty Rice Valley Hunter pelagic rods now.
Sold out.
They're a bit sold out. That's a pity. They're coming back in April, especially for pelagic and heavy pelagic fishing. Two types of rods. For example, if you really like to fish with big lures on big pikes, pelagic
you have a massive
you can use this rod. It's really good.
Set, sorry.
Yeah, I really like, as you might know from previous episodes, I'm really a fan of the Valley Hunter series, so this is really cool. Then we have the rod, we have the reel. Let's talk about the line that you're using.
I use the same kind of line for pelagic, the sharpshooting and the standard classical fishing. Most of the time it's 12/100th of a millimeter braided line, 8 braids. You can go to 12, we used the 12 also for casting, it works, but you don't need it. 8 is really good, but you need the braided line. You need to have direct contact with your lure.
Contact, indeed. So this is here. This is the, let's say, the old Hearty Rice line.
Yeah,
This
is the other one.
A new one coming out. I think it's from January, half January.
Yeah,
which we will test a lot. So
you will see it in our Instagrams and social media. It's coming out. This one we also use. This is the Suffix. We also use it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Round, soft, smooth.
It's a good braid. The old Hearty Rice is also really good, but I heard the new one is really, really amazing for the value.
Indeed.
Just lost the top cam.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
No.
Okay, good. So it's about time. We're almost a half an hour busy with our live stream. Let's do some break time. Do you prefer sinking braid line or floated braid line? Personally, I think I love the sinking more.
I like the floating because you can see it better on the LiveScope.
Okay, because it holds maybe some
air. It holds more air.
Indeed. So after the break, we will discuss also the tackle, the end tackle. Maybe let's say the leaders. We'll discuss some baits. We have some
hooks.
Really good handmade lures in the market. We will also discuss these ones. And also, what is very important for you guys, we will do a giveaway again this week. So you might have liked this one. More to come later. In the break time, you will see probably some advertisement, maybe from my shop or from Twitch. They now generate some advertisement on my channel as well. I don't know if you have seen already some advertisement of Twitch. Please let us know. We also do not have that much, let's say, control over it.
No.
So, that's it. Important as well. I see still 99 followers.
Yeah, we need that 100 followers.
We need that 100 today, guys. Come on. If you're not follow our channel yet, please do so.
Hit that follow button.
100 followers for us. I'll give you, just before the break, I'll give you a small teaser of what is to come. If I find it here, back on my
small screen,
and there it is. So actually, this was we were testing our live streaming equipment on Twitch before the last Lure Masters competition. We have 3 cameras there, front camera as well. We don't use this one anymore. It was actually a nice Zander that took our bait. It was a bit classic fishing. A bit 19 meters depth, but we are fishing fishing the fish on 8 meters. And there Jeffrey strikes it, and Obi is watching how the fish is coming up.
Yeah, he knows that first if we have a fish.
Yeah. And I'm taking the net, and we are landing this nice fish. On the LiveScope, of course, you see nothing anymore. But more of this kind of footage we have coming up. We will also, after break, we will check out if pelagic fishing is the magic technique. Can you win everything with LiveScope or pelagic fishing? We will find out after the break. Okay, guys?
See you guys after the break.
So, after the break, see you guys.
Bye.
Okay, there we are again. Welcome back. I think we just had our 100 followers.
Yeah,
even
101.
101.
We're Dalmatians now.
Not bad, not
Not
bad.
bad at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling really like a streamer now.
Yeah.
All right, good. So what is important today or now is the giveaway.
Yeah, the giveaway.
So normally I ask somebody,
Yeah.
which is with me in the shop, to bring us a, let's say, favorite lure. But last week Jeffrey already brought one.
I brought the KVD deep
KVD
jerkbait. So
deep
Peter,
jerkbait.
I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite
Okay,
bait for the moment?
Okay, try not to laugh, but this is actually my one of my favorite lures.
Fishing.
Yeah, it's always every week we just go away from the main topic, right? On this, so you can bring whatever you want in the shop, and that's also it's
Maybe
our
put it in
program. You can do
close-up,
whatever you want. So today I brought the Z-Man Finesse worms. Maybe if I bring it a bit closer, then it will be a bit, let's say, sharper. I really like to fish it drop shot on big perch. We used it before.
Yeah.
I like to use it with the casting rod as well. So just bounce the drop shot lead on the muscles, let's say, and this one dances is also floating. So if you don't use that heavy hook or heavy, let's say, fluorocarbon line, it's really floating a bit.
Yeah.
Also, last time we had, we had some perch under the boat. We
From the
saw
live
them,
strike,
but they were actually like hunting a bit above the bottom. So if we put a jig head, they really didn't react to it. I dropped this one. I just put the tension there and let let's say, the rocking of the boat do the movement of this finesse worms, and bam, we took the perch.
It took the
So
bait,
it's really nice. It's also a less tag, so it's really cool lure. The only thing I'm thinking now is that I'm fishing worms now, worm imitation, and then when it's close season, I will probably complain that I have to fish worms.
Yeah, probably.
So maybe
But it works. We tried it with worms. They even take it pelagically worms.
Pelagic on a,
just watch out with Z-Man. Don't put it next to your other lures. Just keep it in the bag.
Yeah. So indeed, today we are giving away one packet, or let's say one small bag of Z-Man Finesse worms, and I will start the giveaway now. You will have to type in giveaway exclamation mark to start it or to participate, and I will send it to you for free.
It's in the color PB and jelly.
Yeah.
Well, peanut butter and jelly though.
There we go. The lure of the day raffle has begun. So exclamation mark giveaway to enter the raffle.
See a question coming.
As also Alec is asking, is the Echomap 7.2 also coming into let's say
you can
for
use
this? Yeah, you can use it. But for the Echomap 72, it's a 7-inch screen. I would rather use the PS30 than the LiveScope. LiveScope, I really
but it's possible.
Yeah, you can also connect the LiveScope, but you won't have all the details, right?
But it's technically possible. You will get a screen, and maybe if you're on a belly boat and you really have good eyes and you're sitting close, why not?
Yeah, it will work. It will work, of course. Okay, let's see. We have a lot of guys giveaways. Do we have other questions?
No, I think it's only a giveaway.
Only giveaway. Yeah. Okay, so only giveaway, guys. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's talk about the baits.
Yeah, let's talk about lures we use. I'm gonna start with.
I'm gonna switch to the top cam.
Yeah, classical lures are gonna come with more in centrum. If you do classic fishing, we always go with heavy baits, with heavy jig heads. These are solid weight tungsten jig heads. So it's a tungsten head. It's smaller than a lead head, so it drops faster. It's harder, so it gives a little bit of a harder reflection on the LiveScope poke we see sometimes. And we have some brands. This is a Naprivlak, a Ukrainian?
No,
Slovakian brand, yeah. Handmade.
Handmade,
it's really
realistic.
Indeed. Then we have a fish impact lure. A small lure works really well. Then we have some handmade also from Zander. Yeah, really good. This is a pintail, works as well. Then we have an old one, but a good one. A classical quantum pelagic shad, really old one. This is the small version.
Still works very good.
This is the bigger version, longer version. Longer version, I use a stinger because I had a lot of fish I lost with it. So I use stinger for that one. What else do we have? We have dark moon baits, also V-tail.
Yeah.
And then if you go to sharpshooting lures, we go smaller.
Smaller, mainly
We go
smaller.
smaller, and we go paddle tail sometimes. So this is really big already.
What jig head are you using?
That is a tungsten jig head from 28 grams with a 3.0 hook.
I think 4.0.
4/0, yeah. 3 or 4/0, I don't know out of my head, but it's the biggest one we have.
Yeah.
Then we also have this old quantum lure with a treble on top.
The Biswunder.
The Biswunder with a, I really like these kind of trebles with the claw treble. So you have 3 hooks that can set, and then one we use a lot
is the K-Tech Easy Shiner.
Easy Shiner.
Fun thing to know, we once did a complete tournament only with this lure.
Yeah.
Everything that was pelagic, even for the Pike or for the Zander,
every
was
fish
with
caught.
Easy Shiner,
yeah, only
5
the first
inch
knot.
and bubblegum.
Yeah.
We have a question from Paul. He asking, do you also use the Harty Rice Evolution 3 cast 2m17, 15 to 80 grams? We did not use it, but it could be interesting. 2m17 is a bit on the edge for me, for the casting, for the classic pelagic fishing, but it could be
useful for casting.
And a bit heavy. Yeah. No, we did not use it. We cannot use
all the rods now.
We want to, but it's almost impossible. All right, good.
So that's for the difference between sharpshooting and then
this and
standard.
This. And this is more like the classic dropping, classic pelagic fishing.
And then you have the V-tails, the pin tails, the paddle tails. And this is something special also. I'm gonna put it here. This is a diffuser. This is if we are sharpshooting fish, gives a little bit more of movement towards the fish.
Do you notice difference in the sonar return when the 50 gram tungsten screw head or the normal jig heads? Yeah, indeed.
It's a little bit harder.
It's harder material, so it's brightening up a bit more. I'm not saying it will be a huge difference, but the difference is of course there.
It's a small difference. Fun thing to know also, we are the only brand who has that.
Yeah. It's our own development, this 50 gram tungsten jig head. Maybe we should have given one of those away.
Yeah, maybe we should have. Yeah, you choose.
But this is pelagic. We try always to go away from the main topic
next week
for the giveaway. So next week, next week there's no episode, but after the holidays we will give one of these away.
And then also, if we do sharpshooting, we also always use tungsten jig heads. It's better for the environment. We developed it our own. It's really affordable.
So this is for example the 28 gram tungsten jig head we use for casting or sharpshooting. Yeah, good. We did not discuss the leader yet.
The leader I have still.
I'm now switched on.
Yeah, you can go back to the top cam. I will release this. I always use a fluorocarbon leader. This is quite short for me, but it's one we use. It's 1 meter, I think 90. Hundreds of 1 millimeter of fluorocarbon, and I always use double sleeves. I don't know if
double barrel sleeves.
Double barrel sleeves, not the barrel, the double sleeves just.
Okay.
Copper sleeves, so soft material, and I always put a little, I don't not burn, but melt the end, so it cannot pass, and then I pinch it down. Always use a good snap, and because we are fishing a lot in the winter also, I always prefer to use a swivel at the end, so it's easy to tie on if you have to retie in the cold.
Yeah. Okay.
I know a lot of guys
use FG knot.
Yeah, use FG knot, but I cannot tie an FG knot in the winter.
In the winter when you're
I cannot
freezing.
do it. Sorry.
Okay, cool. All right.
So always fluorocarbon. I just like it.
Okay. So we have our, let's say, our equipment. We have our boat. We discussed our boat, our sonars, or batteries. We discussed briefly. There will be a whole episode about batteries later on. Just not the fluor before to your snaps. Just
I don't like to use knot because too much dirt gets into it.
Yeah. We of course. The question is also: are you really pinching the swivels? Are you pinching the swivel?
Not the swivel.
The let's say the sleeve.
The sleeve. I pinch the sleeve. Yeah. But it's a preset sleeve, so it's a sleeve of 1 millimeter, and I use 90 millimeters or 100 millimeter fluorocarbon. So it's just a small pinch, and it's a special plier. You cannot press it too far.
Indeed. And then the question is also: is the swivel not making a lot of noise?
You don't see noise, but you see it on the LiveScope. You'll see it in the pictures coming up. You will see our swivel coming, and that can be handy. We had before, we are fishing a school of bait fish.
Yeah.
The lure is in the bait fish, but I can see where the lure is going in because I see my swivel.
Up on above, yeah. 0.9 millimeters, indeed, indeed. All right, good. So we discussed boat, we discussed rods, we discussed briefly the battery, a whole episode coming after the holidays. We discussed tackle. But now we are dropping, and what's gonna happen?
Yeah. So then you catch the fish, that's that easy.
So is pelagic fishing the magic technique? It can help you a lot. I have a small, let's say, story about a tournament coming up, which might be a bit
enhancing, or how you say it.
Yeah, but let's see what also happens a lot when you are doing
the miracle technique.
The miracle technique.
Pelagic fishing.
It's this. We are fishing now with the LiveScope, a bit more classic fishing, pelagic fishing, or the dropping. So we are dropping towards a fish. This is actually a video of Louis, who gave it to us as an example. So we are dropping a bit above. We try to, let's say, get his attention by not slamming the jig head onto its head, but just always dropping above, right?
Yeah, that he can see it and then he can put a little sprint to it.
Yeah. So yeah, we are repositioning the boat a bit in function of the fish, and we tend to go, if there's no reaction, we tend of course to go a bit slower. Maybe if there's, let's say, if the fish is not watching the bait, you can give small twitches on the bait. Yeah, repositioning the boat at the moment.
You can see it's not always drop and catch the fish.
No, indeed. So the fish actually has absolutely no interest at all, or did not see the bait yet.
Lure.
I think it's now positioned quite okay. He's now turning the LiveScope, and there the fish is coming up. He's coming up to check out the lure, and it absolutely has no interest in taking it.
Taking the bait.
Maybe it's coming back. So another try, and will it take? No, has absolutely no interest at all. So this happens a lot. Don't be, let's say, alarmed when this happens. Yeah, it happens a lot.
I always say it's 1 out of 10, but
why 24 volts? Indeed, you are quite noticeable, Guy. 24 volt.
For not all the units can use it.
Yeah, we installed the 24 volt on the GPS map of Louis, and also on our own fish finders. Also, all GPS map and LiveScope can handle this, because we think that increasing the voltage will lessen the current and decrease the noise.
Yep.
Is it noticeable?
The current draw. It lessens the current draw.
Yeah. Is it noticeable? I would say it's not bad, but yeah, it's not a big difference, right?
No. We just want to keep the the GLS10. We want to keep it cool.
Cool. Yeah.
You notice if you keep the GLS10 cool, you get a better picture.
Yeah, indeed. So indeed, so this was actually example, as we say in Dutch, keken, maar niet kopen.
Yeah.
So they are coming up, they watch the lure, and they say, no, we don't take this. I would say, yeah, what do you think actually? You can put it in the chat. What are the odds? How much fish first come and look, and then take the bait? I would say maybe 1 on 50 or 1 on 25 fish
will take it.
Will take the bait, and you will have 24 other fish that sod off without any interest in your bait.
Yeah.
So what are your odds? And don't say 1 on 1. I don't believe you.
No.
Unless you have some super bait, and then please tell me.
TB, of course.
Other questions on the chat? No, why 24 volt we asked. Okay, let's see what also can happen. So another example, you are fishing pelagically, we are dropping classically on the fish with let's say 50 gram tungsten jig head. There it goes towards the fish, and you are trying to get its attention. The fish is not noticing at the moment. Oh, there, what is that? It says, and it's coming towards the bait, and then it takes the bait, but the fish is loose.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, indeed. Then you finally get to
get a strike.
Get this strike, and the fish is loose. What could be there?
Well,
the issue?
If it's a Zander, I had it in the past. If it's a Zander, they have really strong jaws, and sometimes they take the lure so hard that they really just compress the lure. You give a hook set, but not hard enough, so the hook doesn't set into the joint in the meat of the fish, and just open his mouth and it's loose. So that's why you will see it sometimes in a live video of a live streaming. When we set the hook, we do it 2 or 3 times. You do a reset of the hook to be sure that the hook is really set into the fish. I noticed a lot with Zander.
Let's see also what are the odds for people. So let me put away
so
this.
Richard says
50%. So 1 on 2 fish takes your bait. Wow.
That's not. Then we are doing something wrong.
Tell us no. Wrong. He's doing something good.
We are doing something.
We are doing something wrong. Yeah. Tell us what is your secret bait. Yeah. Depends on the size of the fish. The really big ones can easily take up to 30-45 minutes before you got a strike.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah, indeed, they are. It's maybe a bit downside of catch and release. The big fish they know this game. They have seen a lot. They probably know the brand and the size and the color name of your bait that you're dropping. So yeah, could be indeed.
Yeah, and then I see Alec is saying I saw a lot of followers or fish who come from the bottom to look, but then they have to take that to be predators. Yeah. We also use LiveScope for vertical fishing, and it's unbelievable how many fish just come and look and just move away.
And
directly.
Indeed, it's not always sure that it's predator. With LiveScope you can see it quite good. Yeah. But I believe also carp and bream can also be interested
they can be curious.
And coming at your bait, indeed.
Yeah.
So then, let's say, I think we have discussed a lot.
Yeah, and then from losing fish, it happens. I don't know if it's more of with other techniques, but it happens with pelagic fishing.
A lot of also a popular, let's say, pelagic fishing is also popular at night.
Yeah.
We see a lot of you guys taking pictures at night. We do it sometimes.
We did it in the past,
not in winter, it's way too cold.
I mean, you have children, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, difficult to schedule night session. But yeah, what would be there, let's say, the dangers?
The dangers, it's nighttime, so you don't have a really good look around. You have traffic on the water. Most of the time it's also colder, so that's also another danger. Yeah. So there are a little bit more dangers, but the advantage of night fishing is that the fish tends to be a little bit more active. Yeah. We saw it in the future. We saw it
in the past.
In the past, sorry, yeah.
Wow, if you see it in the future.
I can see it in the future.
Indeed. So indeed, fish tend to be a bit more active at night. But indeed, when you're traveling from one place to another, watch out for buoys, watch out for other traffic. It can be very difficult.
Yeah, you don't see if there's debris in the water also.
No,
if there's
a big log in the water, you will not see at night with your boat going very fast.
And safety is most important.
There are more boats in the night than in the day. Yeah, indeed. That's correct. We more and more see this.
Well, I understand, because if there's more fish to catch and you can do it in the daytime or in the nighttime and you love it both, why not?
Why not? Also, what could be interesting is a good navionics card, navigation chart, where you see all the buoys that are noticed on the map, so you can...
Not only for night fishing, it's always good for pelagic fishing, you know where the deep holes are.
Yeah, indeed. When we actually are going from one place to another at night, most of the time I'm like driving the boat. We don't go that fast, 35, 40 kilometers per hour.
That's it.
I mostly check the charts, which are, and I try to dim the screens as much as possible. And Jeffrey is like standing up on the boat. He's just watching out, maybe with this big spotlight on his head.
Yeah, to see something in the water.
To see, if there's a danger, if there's a boat or a buoy. So.
You need all your senses at night because it happens really fast. I had it in the past with another fisherman that we suddenly were approached by a big boat. So that was dangerous. He didn't see it at all.
Are the fish bigger at night?
They're the same kind of fish in the water. So I tend to say no, but are the bigger fish more active in the night? I would like to say yes.
Yeah. Maybe.
I know you can catch 100-meter Zander in the daytime. You can catch him in the nighttime. I haven't caught one ever, so I don't know. But I think it's going to be a little bit easier at night because they are more active at night.
So your biggest pelagic fish, this is a question for the chat guys, your biggest pelagic fish, did you catch it at night or at day? Please tell us. we are quite interested.
Yeah,
in
but
that.
it's also difficult to know if you only fish at night. It's going to be at night.
Yeah, but okay, but if you now just see all meter Zanders popping up at night, it could be a trend. You don't have to fish at daytime. Did you try dead bait? Yeah, I tried it before, especially in winter time, to just do pelagic fishing with dead bait. It works really well. It's more like fireball fishing.
Live bait, worm.
Yeah, live bait, worm. In Belgium, you can fish with live baits as well, but I don't think at night actually.
No,
we don't do it with live.
But you fish with live worms on the pelagic.
So the guys are saying, Sammy is saying at night, Colin night, Richard night, Steven night.
And only Greg, he did it both.
And Alex Greg. 1 meter Zander at night and 1 meter at daytime. Okay, Louis also at daytime. So yeah, I would tend to say night is bigger for big fish.
My biggest Zanders at night and my biggest pike, but was not pelagically, it was a day.
Indeed. Paul is also fishing at night. Cool. Good. Then I have a small, let's say, story. It's actually to think. Should we ban live sonar or pelagic fishing from competitions? Or is live sonar the all-winning technique? Is pelagic fishing the all-winning technique? Is it not fair compared to guys who do not have the
advantage of the technique?
The advantage of the technique. It's also a big investment to have these live sonars and to do this pelagic fishing. So that's why I want to tell you a story. It's actually a story about the World Predator Cup. The World Predator Cup is an event. It's a competition fished by one person. So I'm alone in the boat, and you can only fish casting. So no dropping, vertical fishing or anything. It's only...
So pelagic sharpshooting is allowed, but not classic pelagic.
Voilà. Sharpshooting allowed, not classic. So actually, in the morning, I'm fishing mainly for pike and perch, because for me these are
the
difficult fish to catch. And then I watch the current of the competition area, and I think, okay, let's say downgoing current. This is my window. I'm gonna go pelagic sharpshooting for Zander. So, and at the moment, I know I can see the scores online. I know that Zanders are really tough. So other guys are really having tough times catching the Zander. So this is why I am just fishing for Zander. I just cast towards the Zander. You can see it on my screen. This is at 11:46, and this first fish, it takes almost immediately my bait. So at that time, I think, yes, pelagic fishing is the all-winning magic technique. This is actually, I think, a Zander from something like
70 or 60 centimeters.
It was 63 or something centimeters. I only have to catch 2 Zanders a day.
Yeah.
So
easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So one in the back, 11:47. Then 12 o'clock, you can see it on the LiveScope. My next Zander, or my next echo I find, it's about, I think, 16 meters in front of me. I cast towards it. I think it's to the right side of the boat. There you can see by the way, the LiveScope and the GoPro are not really synchronized, so you can see it first on the LiveScope and then on the GoPro. So the second Zander is approaching my bait. It's missing my bait first time, comes back second time, takes my bait. I have it. So only, let's say, 13 minutes in between. I have my 2 Zanders in the bag. Perfect. So that's easy, right? So you can really win the tournament by pelagic.
Yeah, and that was day 1.
This was day 1. Okay, then let's see. I wanted to upgrade because it was 63 and 68 centimeters Zander. I'd say if it's that easy, maybe I can find a bigger echo. So I'm going to upgrade. So this is 12 o'clock, 12:12. So let's say 12 minutes later. There what you see quite high up. The bigger Zanders that are quite high up, they tend to be a bit more active, less afraid. So I cast way too far. I bring my lure towards the fish. There's my lure at 12 meters. The fish sees the lure, takes it immediately. There it goes. So my third Zander in the bag,
Half an hour fishing.
77 centimeters, a half hour fishing, while other guys are really struggling at that moment to catch a good Zander. So this is day one. I have my Zanders. I caught my perch. I caught my pike. Not all my pike. I caught just only one pike. I had one less. For really a good, I think I was, how much do you know?
I think fifth you were.
Fifth in the tournament ranking. So
at that moment.
At that moment, so the odds were really in my favor. I really said, okay, tomorrow I know where my perch are. I have to search a bit for my pike, but my Zanders, easy peasy, right, on this tournament. Okay, then we go to the second day. In the morning, I try to catch some, some perch. Was quite okay, and then the second day I have with me a Marshall. So I check the time frame of the currents. It's the same as I did the day before. My first cast towards the a Zander that I see. Okay, I missed this Zander or this Zander not. I did not catch it, and then we have two Zanders on the bottom. I try to get my lure towards them, and then the second of the two. It takes my bait immediately. Okay, so I'm big, fat, dumb and happy. Second cast and I already have my Zander. I'm having really a big mouth into my Marshall. Look how easy this is, this pelagic sharpshooting.
And that's where you dropped the ball.
That's where I really dropped the ball. So you can see I counted my next casts.
You can see it now in fast.
You can see it. It's a bit. I will not show them all because it will take some time. So 30 casts further. Also got a really nice catfish in the screen at some time. I thought, yeah, why not try to catch it? It's fun. Okay, so more than 100 casts and already some hours have passed just to find my stupid second Zander. At that time. I was not really picky, so I cast to every fish that I saw. Then 212 casts later, there is my second Zander. Only two 60 centimeter plus Zanders, so that's it.
It's almost like a musky fishing with you.
Yeah, 212 casts. So is pelagic fishing the magic technique? Will you win all tournaments with it?
No.
If you don't have a LiveScope, you will lose a tournament. Should LiveScopes be banned in tournaments?
No, I don't
think so.
No, it's a discussion you can have, but it's the same. You can say then, yeah, you cannot have a bigger outboard engine and 10 horsepower. Yeah. Your boat cannot be longer than 5 meters. Everything can be a rule, and then it's the same for everybody. But it costs too much money. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
People have really big boats. People have small boats. That's not one with the biggest boat that wins.
No. So I think we should relax a bit.
Yeah.
It's a good technique.
But then you ban side imaging as well. But then you can also see where the fish is laying.
Yeah. So
it's a discussion. It's ongoing. Maybe in 50 years we will always also say the new techniques are banned. But
maybe if we're old and grumpy, we will probably.
Well, it's not always old and grumpy, guys. Some people are young and don't want it as well.
Yeah.
It's a new technique, and I don't know what's wrong with using technique. We do it all the time. We use a boat. We use outboard engines. We use good batteries.
Front roller was something new a couple of years ago. So, yeah. So, is it an all-winning technique? I don't think so. Is it useful to have in your inventory?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
I think knowing the more techniques you know, the more fish you're gonna catch. And if you know all techniques good, then you're gonna win competitions.
Yeah, you can win. And a bit of luck and knowing the good spots.
Yeah. But if you know all techniques, then you go fishing a lot.
Yeah, indeed. So this was for us our end. I think we are almost more than 1 hour streaming, 1 hour and 9 minutes already. So guys, if you have some more questions, we will try to answer them. You have some time. In the meantime, I will fiddle a bit with the computer and let's see who has won
the giveaway. The finesse worms in PB and J.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a really nice color. One of my favorites also.
So, big ruffle. And how can I now do this?
It shows up in the chat as well.
There it is. So close entries, I do it now. And we have a question.
No, it's just a comment.
Oh, yeah. Great episode, guys. Thanks for sharing your knowledge.
Sharing is caring, Greg. If everybody shares, we all catch more fish.
Indeed. So that's not, I will translate it in English. Is it like that at night the fish is swimming more at let's say pelagically? If I fish vertically in the dark, I seldom catch anything. I would not say this.
Yeah, maybe there's some truth in it. We did not check it a lot.
We did vertical fishing at night already, and
yeah, it worked as well.
It works as well. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it depends on the water you're fishing. Maybe is it close to a drop off? Maybe the fish tends to go feed on the more shallow part.
Yeah. Do you ever use a spinning reel setup for pelagic casting?
I did with my Top Gun, but that's not really my kind of fishing. I need direct contact with my lure, and then I need my reel.
And you also need to always the second hand to open
the bail arm,
the arm of the spinning reel. After 10 minutes,
probably stay.
Baitfish come up.
Oh yeah, maybe the baitfish comes up from the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the predators.
On our waters, we caught vertically as well at night, and also pelagic.
This is mainly
what we do see, and that's a common. How higher the fish is in the water column, the more active they are.
Yeah,
and we tend to catch the fish that are like at 2-3 meters. We're like that fish is going to strike.
Yeah, but then sometimes we do this. We are fishing and we say the guys on the fish on the bottom. We will just ignore them. We will just really search for that one big fish that's way up. And then you cast towards a fish that's on the bottom, and he takes it
immediately.
And then your whole theory is gone.
It's fishing. The fish decides if he wants to take or not.
Yeah. So do you always use the black jig heads? Oh yeah, we of course try to let's say use our own brand, which is the 50 grand tungsten and solid weights jig heads.
It's a special coating. It's also environmentally friendly.
So really try to focus on this one.
Yeah.
Also for this one, just the casting reel. Exactly. Now you see them, then you don't.
Yeah, but it's like Louis said. It's in periods.
Yeah.
Sometimes we used to know in the dark, when the dark comes, the Zander gets active, and sometimes you see they need like a half an hour to adjust to the dark as well.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, let's find out who has won this great bag of
lures.
Z-Man Finesse worms. I will pick a winner. There it goes. It's Ferio 12 who has won the lure of the day. So Ferio, it's a bit of a nickname which I don't really know by heart. So please contact me if you have me on Facebook or whatever, Instagram or whatever, and
Twitch.
And then Twitch. And tell me your details, your shipping details, and I will send this
nice bag.
This bag of finesse worms towards you for free. If you want something else from the shop, you can also order, and the shipping costs are on me. What color is best for night fishing?
In my eyes, it's not a color. Because black is my color of choice.
Yeah.
And black is not a color.
Indeed. All right. So, if there are no more questions.
It's Martijn, Ferio 12. I see Greg commenting.
Martijn?
Yeah, he says congrats, Martijn. Says Greg.
Okay, cool, Martijn. Okay.
Yeah.
So black for sure. Everybody is fishing black.
Leonard has
one more question, of course.
No problem. Time. Everybody is digging the black.
Yeah.
Shit.
Black lures at night.
But even in the daytime.
Yeah, indeed. We are waiting for your question, Leonard. Come on, type faster. Yeah, Sammy says once you go black.
Yeah.
No comments.
Then you catch fish.
Bought my PR card on black. Okay, good, Greg. The
you can
LVS34
show maybe the picture from Greg again.
How will it see? How would it look like? Is it a small area to drop? So the how do you say this? So if you put it in downwards, then it's indeed the
20-degree cone.
The 20-degree cone stays, but of course you can see a bit more backwards and a bit
back.
More.
Maybe you can. You cannot use it now. We don't have a top cam anymore. You lost the top cam.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was mentioned on the. It was. I think all the movies from Greg are in.
Forward.
Forwards.
Yeah, you can look at it like the PS30, Leonard. If you look at the diagram from the PS30 that Peter drew on the blackboard, it's like that, but then narrower, just only 20 degrees.
Yeah, all the, let's say, all the movies that we had from Greg are, we also mainly use the
Forward mode.
The forward mode.
Yeah.
We never changed to down mode actually.
But it stays the same. You just can see more in the back as well.
Indeed, indeed.
So
Okay,
if you pass the
so
fish.
for us this is all. If you don't have any more questions, if you have some more comments on the live stream, have some more ideas, please send us.
Yeah, always contact us.
What is important is that you follow us. So 101 followers at the moment.
That's great.
So next target will be, of course, 200 followers.
Yeah.
We aim big, right?
Yeah, go big or go home.
Indeed.
How do you say?
Only for the big ones to play.
Wow.
Indeed.
So,
indeed, happy holidays. So next week we will go fishing. So no episode. Next
maybe
week.
we go live on the water from
We could go
moment.
live, but it will be more in daytime, not at 8 o'clock. Indeed, you guys also enjoy the holidays. For us, preparing an episode like this, it takes some time. We need to gather some footage, which also I get from Louis, from Greg. So thank you, thanks a lot from Dieter as well. Thanks a lot for this. But now what are the other episodes?
You can say what the next one is.
I don't know by heart actually, but it's.
I think it's Twitch.
I think it's Twitch bait. So we have Twitch bait on big perch, Ned rig fishing on big perch, and then
batteries.
We have also let's say an episode about everything you need to know about boat batteries, both for
very
the
important
big boats or the belly boats. We have good batteries, and
even for carp fishermen.
Even for carp fishermen, you need a good battery. Okay, have a great Christmas, guys. Loving the episode so far.
End of the year as well.
If you have missed it fully, you can just see it back on our channel.
See Ferio reacted, so he's gonna hit you up, I think.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, bye-bye, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.